Hi everyone, it is great to meet you all in the next video of Python tutorial series. In this video, we will be discussing about K-means clustering algorithm. So let's get the basics behind it. K-means clustering is an unsupervised machine learning model. So unlike supervised machine learning model, we don't have the ground data to compare the output. So we don't have an established way of evaluating the performance. K-means clustering is used for grouping of homogeneous data. For example, if you have unknown data and if you want to get the gist of it, you can use K-means clustering. This is one real-time example. Clustering is very commonly used in recommender systems. For example, the streaming platforms like Netflix and YouTube, they use clustering techniques to suggest movies or videos for new customers. Here is the example. Here we have person A and person B. Person A watches Mission Impossible, The Matrix and the John Wick. These three movies, and all of them are action-based movies. And we have another customer, person B, who watches John Wick. So it is more likely that the person B will also like the Matrix and the Mission Impossible movies. So the Netflix can recommend person B the Matrix and the Mission Impossible based on the interest of person A because they have a similarity in watching John Wick, which is also an action-based movie. Another example where clustering is used is in image processing. Here in this image we have traffic, and the objects in this image are grouped based on the shape and pixels. Here the cars are separated from the road, and we have various objects in this image like people, buildings and sideways. These are all grouped together as a similar data based on clustering. So how K-means clustering works? Here we have different data points, and we have centroids as represented in star. We have three data groups and we have three centroids. So basically when we receive the data, we will not have the number of groups or number of centroids with us. So we are just given with the data points. So let's see how to determine the number of groups and how to group the data based on K-means clustering algorithm. K-means clustering algorithm consists of three steps. First of all, we have to specify the number of groups, which is K. This is the K in the name K-means algorithm represents. So each data point will then be assigned to a closest centroid, and each collection of points is assigned to a centroid is called a cluster. So basically we will first determine the position of centroids randomly, and then we will assign each data points which are closer to that particular centroid, and we will form the groups based on the collection of points which are assigned to a particular centroid, and then we will find the mean distance among the groups, and then we will reposition the centroid in the middle of the each groups. So this process will be repeated again and again until the point where the centroids are no more moving. Here is one example. We have the data points given in plot A, and we have randomly initialized two centroids marked as red X and blue X. So first we will assign the data points which are closer to red X and the data points which are closer to blue X. Here in plot C, as you can see, there are the red data points which belong to a cluster red and blue data points which are belong to the centroid blue X. Here we have formed two groups, and then what we are going to do is we are going to compute the middle point of red cluster and blue cluster. Here we have calculated the middle point as here and for blue cluster here. So we have repositioned the centroids red X and blue X here. Now then we are again going to map the data points to its nearest cluster. Here these set of data points are mapped to the centroid red X because red X is closer to this set of data points, and these set of data points are mapped to the blue X because they are closer to the centroid blue X. And then for these two groups we have determined the middle point, which is right here and here. So we have moved the centroids red X from here to here and blue X from here to here. After this, the centroids won't be changing their place because the nearest centroid for this particular group is right here and nearest centroid for this particular group is right here. So there is not going to be another movement of centroids. So we have successfully grouped the data into two groups. This is how the grouping of data is done in K-means algorithm. So how to choose the K value? There is no perfect way to evaluate clustering because, as I said, there is no base data to compare. K values can be chosen by elbow plot. So elbow plot is based on the sum of square distance between data points and their assigned centroids. So basically we have to calculate the sum of square distance between data points and their corresponding centroids, and lower the sum of square distance, there is more chance that our algorithm is performing well. Here if you see for various values of K, the sum of square distance is plotted, and this is called elbow plot because if you see for K value of 1 we have the sum of square distance of above 500. So for K equal to 1, it means that our model is performing poorly. So when we change the K value is 2, the sum of square distance has become less than 100. So this is a drastic change from 1 to 2 of sum of square distance. So we can consider that. So whenever we are coming across the drastic difference, we can choose the K value accordingly. So here the elbow is bent right at the point when K equal to 2. So for this example, our elbow plot suggests that K value should be 2. It is common that when you choose more number of clusters K, the sum of squared distance will be reduced. But it is optimal to choose number of clusters based on the elbow point because it provides the balance between more number of groups and accuracy of our model. So what we have to do is we have to create our model for various K values and plot it in a elbow plot to determine a optimal K value based on the elbow point. So that's all for today, and in the next video we will be implementing K-means clustering in Python language. So until then, see you, have a great day.